All right, welcome to the next video where we're going to talk about analyzing data. I'm going to show you how to analyze your data and how to export the the data into a spreadsheet from BMob, or export the data from BMob, and then we're going to import it into a spreadsheet, and then we're going to be able to sort and filter and um, get all the important data that you need, so that the way we were doing it before, we're just doing it one by one. This way, since we're going to be getting so much more data and so many more source IDs, we're going to need a way to get them and sort them all at once to make it easier, so that we're not spending all day, just doing single copy and pasting like I showed you earlier, so that you can get more, have more free time, and basically, so you're just doing this, maybe like I do it mostly 2 to 3 times a week. At most, you may want to do it once a day, or maybe even twice a day, depending on how much traffic you're getting or how many campaigns you're running at the same time. So uh, below this video, you're going to see this. It's a data pool master sheet. I'm going to leave the link so you can download it. And then what you want to do is put it in your Google Drive. And then once you have in your Google Drive here, you just want to make a copy of it, so that way you always have a fresh sheet when starting. And then, excuse me, just wait for the copy to go through. And then you want to rename your copy, whatever country you're doing. So just for this purposes, we're just going to put Shower Profit Secrets Demo. All right. But you want to name it your country and black. All right. So just go ahead and open up the spreadsheet. I'm just going to explain to you what's on the spreadsheet real fast. You can see here it has 4 tabs. We have the data filter tab, black tab, and we have a white tab, and your best tab. All right. So for the data filter tab, that's where we're going to be importing all the data that we export out of BMob, so that we can sort through it. And then we're going to be using a filter here to sort through the data. And then uh, once we sort through using these parameters here, 1 to 10, X no visits, no conversions, converted once, etc. We're going to paste those source IDs in here, and then we will take all the source IDs we have in here from no visits to conversions, and then put them in the black, and then so that we can ultimately just copy and paste one column and put it into Tonic and block all those source IDs that are making us lose money. All right. So uh, the next step here, what you want to do is go over to BMob. We're going to export using export CSV, and it's going to open as funny notepad. Don't worry about it, just close it. And then go back over to our sheet here. Make sure it's on the data filter tab. We're going to hit file, import. All right. And then we're going to go upload, select file for computer, and we're going to upload our BMob. Then we're going to hit replace current sheet, because we don't want to replace the whole spreadsheet. We just want to replace this tab here, import data. And it's going to import all the data for us. Some of this data that we're not, you know, that we don't need from BMob, or these columns, impressions, you can delete those. So we're just gonna hit delete. You don't really have to. I just like to do it for, just to make it clear on what I need to do here. Clicks and unique clicks, D to F, you can go ahead and delete that. And then the bots, we don't want to see, it has 3 different types of conversions. So we just want the confirm ones, all right? So those are the ones that BMob counts. You can see. So ClickSpot conversion new, go ahead and delete those columns there, and see if this is conversion charge. Go ahead and delete that column if you want. All right, so we should be good with the columns here. And next, what we want to do is we're going to do view, freeze, and up to current row. That way, it's going to freeze the current rows here, and we're going to be able to, let's see here. Let's make sure that um, it's scrolling through all these. So you want to click on A to the very last column and hit view freeze up to current row. Okay, that way it's going to scroll up to the current row without having you move down the page. It's going to automatically page up and down for you. All right, so that's pretty nice. Next, we're going to do filters. Okay, so you want to click these, click again all the rows at the top, and we're going to click filter on. All right, so want to make sure these little squiggly lines, upside down triangle, is next to each column. That way, we're going to use conditions to sort through the data and be able to copy and paste the source IDs in our black. And those conditions are these up here, and we're going to walk through those step by step so that you know exactly what to do. So let's go over to our data filters, and first we're going to do visits. All right, so the first condition is we want visits that are between 1 and 10 visits only with no conversions. Right, so we're going to go over to our data filter, and we're going to go to visits. And this is unique, so you can go ahead and delete this column as well. Just because it doesn't matter if it's unique or not, we're still getting charged for each visit. All right, so we're going to hit the filter button, filter by condition, and we're going to do less than 10 because we want everything that's, 1 to 10 with no conversions. So we want all IDs are less than 10. All right, then we want to go over to conversions, and we want to hit, see here, just make sure this is the wrong one. So go ahead and delete decline, conversion decline. Go and delete that column as well if you want. We want confirm. All right, so hit that, and we're going to hit equals. If we can find the equal is equal to 0 because we want all visits less than 10 with no conversions. And you can see here it's going to bring up all these source IDs. All right, so we're going to highlight top one, go all the way to the bottom one. Um, let's add more rows to that because we're going to need to probably, just in case, put at 10,000. See where the bottom one ends. All right. And then so you're going to click on the first one. Then when we get to the bottom, you're going to hit shift and click, and it's going to highlight all of them, right? So once you have them all highlighted, you're going to copy, and then we're going to control V to paste, and that's going to paste every source ID from 1 to 10 visits only with no conversions, all right? And this is the reason why we save these is because sometimes we're running massive amounts of traffic. We just keep getting new source IDs, and some of these IDs get left out and don't get any more visits for the duration of your testing. So you may want to go back and test these in a separate campaign, with using the white listing in Tonic, which I'm going to go over. And basically, you can just test just these source IDs. They're not getting more than 10 visits, and see if you can dig some gold out from there. All right. So let's move on. The next filter, we're going to clear these out. None, none. This is probably going to be one of the longer videos, so just stay with me here. X visits with no conversions, too expensive. All right, so X visits is what we talked about when we calculated how many visits we can afford in this case. In my case, it's 75 because my conversions are 15 cents. So whatever your visits are, You can put that in the X column if you know have trouble remembering. So I'm just going to put 75 visits, no conversions. All right, so basically we could have just kept the confirm the same. So equal to 0 for conversions, and for this, for visits, greater than, let's see, greater than or equal to 75, because 75 is the breaking point. So for me, I'm going to put that. And you can see here, we only have 6 source IDs. So I'm going to copy that and put that in there. It's pretty much the same amount as I have in the last video when I was doing them singly, as singles, all right? Now let's move on. Converted once, but not profitable. Um, so we're going to do is equal to 1 on the confirm. We're going to reset this because we're not doing visits anymore. Now we're going to go over to our profit column. Let's see. Hopefully it didn't get deleted here. Oh, there it is. Thought it deleted on me here. We're gonna go over to profits, and we're gonna do filter less than 0, because anything less than 0 is not profitable, right? So we're gonna hit OK, and you can see we have nothing. So we're gonna leave it. More than one conversion is not profitable. I doubt this is gonna be anything as well. So greater than 1, and we're gonna keep that the same. And you can see nothing. All right. Now we're gonna do more than one conversions and profit. So we go back to our filter, greater than 1, and then greater than 0, and nothing because it's still too early. So basically, we're done. Now all you want to do is take everything from these colored columns and move them to black. So if we have something in here, source ID in here, and source ID here like this, we want to take everything. Then we're going to hit shift click, copy, and then we're going to paste in there. It looks like it doesn't work that way. So we just copy that, paste. We're going to copy everything from each row here, paste, copy, paste. Then we take everything from our black, copy it, we go over to Tonic, and we hit edit. And then we go over to, just like we did before, and we paste it in there. All right. So that's pretty much how we get everything all at once in, blacklisted in our black campaign. Next question you might be having is, well, why are we blacklisting converting source IDs? All right. Well, that's because the ones that are converting more than once, we want to put those in our white campaign, and we're going to separate those so that we can just bid on those specific source IDs because we know they're converting, and those are the ones that are gold for us and that are going to make money. But what we don't want is we don't want to bid on those same source IDs in our black campaign, because when we create our white campaign and move them over, move the source IDs over to our white campaign, we don't want to also still be bidding on them in our black campaign. That's like bidding on source IDs twice, right? Um, because we're using our black campaign to dig the gold out, and we want to continuously run our black campaign so that we're mining those nuggets. And once we find those, we want to move them out, and move them into white. So hopefully that makes sense. We don't want to, like I said, you don't want to bid on them in your black campaign, and you don't want to have them, with those same source IDs in our white. We want to keep them separate. So when we move them over to the white campaign, we want to block them um, in our black campaign so that we're not bidding on them twice and charging ourselves twice as much money. Um, so basically, that's the name of the game. We're going to be running our black campaigns and digging out the gold and moving into white campaigns. Now, does that mean if we get a profitable white campaign, let's say we have like 10 white source IDs and we're making like $50 a day, does that mean we stop our black campaigns and try not to get those profitable? No, that does not. All right, not necessarily, because we can still dig our black campaigns, dig for those nuggets, and we can optimize it to the point where we are still in profit with our black campaigns while focusing on squeezing as much profit as the white campaigns. We can run those simultaneously. Sometimes some countries you won't get enough white um, source IDs. You won't get enough source IDs to move into the white campaign, or you only have one or two, and you're making profit still in your black campaign. And sometimes that's just how um, campaigns go. Sometimes you're just going to get a lot of one-off visits, and you're not going to get um, you know source IDs that are getting tons of visits and conversions, but you're making a lot of conversions in your black campaign from 1 to 2 visits, 5 visits, 10 visits, but you're still in profit, so you're still running it. And that's the beauty of this. And then once you get the black campaign optimized and you got some gold nuggets to put in your white campaign and you're running those simultaneously back to back, that's when the profits start rolling in. So I hope that makes sense. This is pretty much all you're going to be doing. Um, this is your work, so to speak. Like I said, most of the time I do it twice or 3 times a week. You can do it once a day. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes a day when you wake up, having a cup of coffee. It's awesome. So that's pretty much it of how to import or export data from BMob, how to import data into a spreadsheet and analyze our source IDs, and how to, block them in Tonic, so that now we're getting into more optimization and we're cutting out stuff that's just costing us money. So if that didn't make sense, I know it's a long video. Just go ahead and go through it again, and I'll see you in the next video.